highs, mediums, or lows? How are the highs, man? I see they got kind of a piney taste, almost minty. Notice the little red hairs? Yeah. And the rich greenery? I see those. It's definitely the highest grade hydroponics in the city. Where'd you go to weed college? Damn, nigga. All right, give me a 50 bag of that. Ah, man, we gotta go. Train, pull up, go to work. All right, let's go, man. What are you doing, man?
I don't need to dream with my eyes closed, and I find no sense in following others' rules to destinations that nobody knows. If it is right for you, life and roll. 'Cause when you grow up, you feel empty. If you are bold, God, it's all about the journey. So you say you must sit and trust when you wait. You're stronger when the lucidity of mistakes. So take a breath at the moment when you wait. Stop and realize and forever remain lucid in your waking day. No one can take your dreams away. Lucid in your waking day. No one can take your dreams away.
Hey guys, and welcome. Welcome to Jonesin. Okay, guys, so here's what we're doing today. I'm going to go over, I wanted to do a recording of the Chad Doerman Bill of Particulars for those who are interested in it and haven't read it themselves, or maybe you just listen to YouTube while you're at work. This is for you because I'm going to read it out for you. Just let me go ahead and give a trigger warning. This is upsetting. It's sad. It's emotional. It's just awful what this man did to his 3 boys. Not only his 3 boys, but his wife and his stepdaughter as well. He has traumatized so many people around this case. It's been kind of hard to go live lately, to squeeze in a live, because there's so many people going live. So I figured just doing this recording was the best way. All right, let's get into it. Clermont County Common Pleas Court, General Division, State of Ohio versus Chad C. Doerman. It's the Bill of Particulars. Now, I will tell you, he has 21 counts, 21 charges, and basically what they did is copy and pasted for each and every charge. So I'm going to read it once, but just know that what I read is times 21. Okay, let's see. Indictment for Chad C. Doerman, 6/22/2023. Count 1, aggravated murder. That on or about 6/15/2023, and at the location of the defendant, Chad C. Doerman, did purposefully and with prior calculation and design cause the death of, and see right here, it has mentioned 1 child. We're just going to go ahead and insert all 3 children because I'm not going to read each and every one because they're the same. Contrary to the form of the statute in such case made and provided, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Furthermore, the offense at bar was committed while the offender was attempting to commit, or fleeing immediately after committing or attempting to commit kidnapping. And either the offender was the principal offender in the commission of the aggravated murder, or, if not the principal offender, committed the aggravated murder with prior calculation and design. Furthermore, Chad C. Doerman had a firearm on or about his person or under his control while committing the offense, and displayed the firearm, brandished the firearm, indicated that he possessed the firearm, or used it to facilitate the offense. Furthermore, Chad C. Doerman is the owner and or possessor of a Marlin Model HC-22 rifle, which was contraband and or property derived from or through the commission or facilitation of the offense, and or was instrumentally the offender used or intended to use in the commission or facilitation of the offense. Furthermore, the offender in the commission of the offense purposely caused the death of another who was under 13 years of age at the time of the commission of the offense, and either the offender was the principal offender in the commission of the offense, or if not the principal offender, committed the offense with prior calculation and design. Furthermore, the offense at bar was part of a course of conduct involving the purposeful killing of or attempt to kill 2 or more persons, and it has all 3 of his children's initials here, by the offender. On or about June 15th, 2023, at 1965 Laurel Lindell Road, New Richmond, Ohio, 45157. In Clermont County, Ohio, the defendant did purposefully and with prior calculation and design cause the death of his 3 children, and all 3 children were under the age of 13 years. This redacted part has all three of the children's names and date of birth. On June 15th, 2023, the defendant returned early from work and had his family, including his wife and his three sons, join him in the master bedroom for a nap. At some point, after lying down with the four of them, the defendant got out of bed, opened the gun safe next to the bed, removed a Marlin Model HC-22 rifle from the gun safe and a loaded magazine. The defendant then inserted the magazine into the rifle and shot his son twice. So he shot one of the boys twice right there in the bedroom. Immediately, the mother began to render aid to the son and yelled for her other children to run. Just prior to the shooting, his stepdaughter, who had been watching television in the family room, made her way to the master bedroom and witnessed the shooting. She immediately began to run and indicated that one of the boys ran the wrong way, i.e., out of the rear door of the residence and towards a field. She ran after that brother, screaming at him to keep running. She witnessed the defendant chase after him and witnessed the defendant begin shooting at him as he fled. He was struck by gunfire, knocking him to the ground. The stepdaughter watched as the defendant then approached him. The defendant turned and looked at her, then turned back to that boy and fired one shot into him in his head at close range. Stepdaughter then turned and fled back into the residence where she picked up the youngest child and attempted to flee the residence with him. As she attempted to flee, the defendant returned to the residence and heard, I don't know if this is one of the boys or the mom, but heard someone crying. The stepsister immediately began running with one of the boys. As she approached the road, the defendant called up to her, raised the rifle, and pointed the firearm at her. He demanded that she put the boy down. She begged the defendant not to shoot her and put the boy down. She then witnessed the defendant attempt to shoot him in the head. However, the gun did not fire, and it appeared he was out of ammunition. The little boy then fled to his mother, who was in the side yard attempting to render aid to the little boy in the field. After the defendant held the rifle to his stepdaughter's head, she proceeded to flee towards the Monroe Township Fire Department. She was stopped by a passerby and advised the witness that her father was killing everyone as she continued to flee towards the fire department. The stepdaughter has suffered serious psychological harm as a result of the defendant's actions. At some point, the defendant went back out to the field and carried the little boy back to the side of the residence and laid his body in the yard where all three children were ultimately found. After the stepdaughter fled, the mom was able to pick up one of the other children, the last little boy that he hadn't shot yet. The defendant and the mom engaged in a physical altercation over that child, during which the defendant attempted to pull the child from the mother's grasp, going so far as to bite her to get her to let go of him. During the altercation, the mother grabbed the firearm, placing her thumb over the barrel. The defendant shot through the thumb. After being shot and bit, the mother ultimately dropped the little boy. During the chaos, the defendant also attempted to reload his firearm. The defendant then proceeded to execute that little boy, shooting him at close range once in the head. That little boy was ultimately laid in the same area as his brothers on the side of the residence. After the defendant executed all three boys, he sat on the side stoop of his residence and calmly watched his wife undertake futile life-saving measures on her three children. One of the boys was shot one time at close range in the head, while the other two were both shot 4 times. All three boys died as a result of their injuries. The stepdaughter has suffered serious psychological harm as a result of being held at gunpoint, forced to surrender her brother to the defendant for his execution, and witnessing her stepfather execute her brothers. The mother suffered serious physical harm when she was shot through the thumb. The defendant made multiple statements to law enforcement, such as, I did it, take me to jail. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have shot him and them. The defendant also gave a statement during an audio and video recorded interview during which he admitted to having been thinking about shooting his son since October. Since October, guys. October. Why? I don't get it. Why? Like, what's putting that on your mind? He further indicated during that interview that the thoughts of having to kill his sons was so heavy on him that he hadn't slept for 3 or 4 days prior to murdering his 3 sons. Count 1 specifically applies to the purposeful killing of, and then they've listed one of the boys' names, done with prior calculation and design. Count 1 is aggravated murder. Count 2 should be the same. Yep. Count 3 should be aggravated murder. It is. Count 4, aggravated murder. Count 5, aggravated murder. 6, aggravated murder. So all of those are to the boys. Count 7, aggravated murder. That one too. Aggravated murder, count 8. Aggravated murder, count 9. Okay, so 3 counts of aggravated murder per each child. Count 10 is kidnapping. Count 11 is kidnapping. Count 12 is kidnapping. 13 is kidnapping. 14 is kidnapping. 15 is kidnapping. 16 is kidnapping. 17 kidnapping. 18 felonious assault. 19 is felonious assault. 20 felonious assault. 21 felonious assault. All right, guys, so that's it. I just wanted to come on here and read this out so that anybody who's interested can have it and can listen. This is such a tragic case. I mean, it's absolutely devastating. I don't know what goes through somebody's mind for them to be planning or thinking about doing this for a year, almost a year, like 9 months. Like, what is going on? Why are you thinking about this? And then it gets so heavy that you didn't sleep 3 or 4 days before you actually committed the crime. You know what that is, guys? That's the devil. That's what that is. Okay, so make sure to give me a like and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Let's just pray for this family. Let's pray for the mom and the stepdaughter and everybody else involved. I mean, the in-laws, everybody, cousins, aunts, uncles, all of them, because the whole town, let's just pray for the whole town because all of this is whacked out. This is crazy. And this one crime of killing these 3 baby boys has taken a toll on that whole town. But my main prayers are going to be going to the mom and the stepdaughter. May they find peace and comfort during this. And rest in peace to the babies. Thanks for being here, y'all. I'll catch you on the flip side.